This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time now is 4:27 here on your Monday morning. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with the busing situation at IPS. This is a story we have been following since Friday when a number of drivers called off, impacting thousands of students there unable to make their way to school. Well, we are in the same situation again this morning. There is uncertainty as to whether these buses will run this morning. We're expecting to learn in about an hour whether or not bus services will be available for IPS students. The school will let us know about at 5:30 this morning if those buses will run. So if you are a parent, if you are a family that has an IPS student that relies on this type of transportation, it is imperative that you either make alternative plans in the event that those buses do not run this morning, or in the event that they do, that your child is out there at the bus stop waiting to go. We're not sure what the school, again, the district again, is going to do if kids miss school today, if they will allow them an excused absence. We will have all those details for you coming up this morning. But for those of you kids who will be standing out at the bus stop this morning, Alyssa, they're going to need that rain jacket. It's going to rain pretty much the entire morning.
Yeah, so we're going to see pretty much a wet morning. We have those showers coming down. They were coming down when I was driving into work this morning, really seeing widespread showers across the area. We have this low pressure system that's moving across. We're going to see another system move through later today that will bring us maybe a chance of showers, but most of the activity is going to be this morning. We're going to start to see that rain taper off by mid-morning. Highs today going to be into the low 50s. So we're going to see a lull midday, and then we do have just a small chance of seeing a pickup shower as we head into the afternoon. Most of the showers this afternoon will be isolated to southern half of Indiana, so a lot of us are just going to see that rain this morning and then just a small chance this afternoon. The rest of the week we're going to start to dry out. We're going to stay pretty warm as well. So we're in the 50s today. We're going to see the 50s a couple days this week.
All right, sounds good, Alyssa. Thank you. We continue to follow the outbreak of the coronavirus. More and more patients now being diagnosed here in the United States on each coast. A person in Washington, now the second victim to die from this virus here in the U.S. We're also keeping a close eye on what is happening around the world. We know a number of European cities being impacted by this virus. So we're keeping a close eye on what this could mean for you, what this could mean for any upcoming travel that you may have, and what we are keeping a close eye on if there are any cases here in Indiana. And finally, it was the shocker last night. Former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg dropping out of the presidential race. A lot of people curious now what this means for the former mayor. He has suspended that campaign. A lot of people curious as to if he will be someone's running mate now in the future, if he will possibly run for governor eventually. So a lot of questions as to what happens next for Pete Buttigieg. We'll have that story plus much more here to start your Monday morning.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30 on Good Morning Indiana, another morning of uncertainty as Indianapolis Public Schools deal with a bus driver shortage. We're working for you this morning with details on the district's plan and what's behind the work stoppage. Plus, the Democratic presidential field just got smaller, why former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg decided to suspend his campaign and who is now left in the race. And it's the end of an era. Butler Blue 3 has officially passed the collar to Blue 4. We'll tell you when you can see Trip in action one last time and when Blue 4 will officially take the reign. 4:31 here on your Monday morning. And speaking of rain, we've got a lot of it.
It's
pretty
coming.
much no matter where you are over central Indiana, you are going to be seeing some rainfall this morning.
Yeah, that's right. Right now we are seeing that rain across the area. It's widespread across central Indiana. And the good news is it's not going to last all day. We're really going to start to see that taper off in the next few hours here. But right now it is widespread. You can see we have some pockets of heavier showers as well. Some light rains moving across the metro area at this hour. And we also have some heavier showers just to the south of us, just to the south of Bloomington and into Seymour. We do have a a flash flood watch just to the east of Seymour this morning. So if you are in that area, we are expecting some heavier downpours at times, which could cause some issues and some ponding on the roadways. So that's that spot that I'm talking about that's moving towards I-65 to the south this morning, right across Seymour. That's going to bring us some pockets of heavier showers as we head through the morning hours. The rest of us just going to see those mild showers to start our day. That's all from this cold front that's moving across. Behind this, we are going to see a low pressure system develop. That's going to happen this afternoon. Most of us will dry out by midday and will stay dry as we head into the evening, but we can't rule out maybe a quick shower later this afternoon. Most of that activity will be to the south of us, but we can't rule it out across central Indiana as well as another low pressure system develops today. Temperatures starting in the 40s this morning will just climb a few degrees into the low 50s this afternoon. Those cloudy skies this afternoon and a drier week ahead. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
Alyssa, thank you. We're taking a live look right now at I-65 at 21st Street. Not too many cars out there to kick off your Monday morning, but as you can see, those roadways are wet. We'll take a turn now to I-465 at Ditch Road. Similar scene up there, not too many cars, but the roads also wet in that area, so just be cautious as you make your way to school and work this morning. We begin first with the developing situation involving transportation for thousands of children who attend Indianapolis public schools. Officials say they are not confident the district will be able to run regular school bus routes in a safe and efficient manner this morning. This after a number of drivers called off. In a statement, IPS says, quote, while our team does have a contingency plan for the current number of drivers who have called off, any additional drivers who choose to call off overnight would make coverage no longer feasible. Schools will remain open today and meal service will be offered to students in need. The district is suggesting alternatives to get students to school. Those include IPS partnering with Indigo to provide free rides to all students under the age of 18. Adults can ride with younger students, but you will need to purchase bus fare. IPS also suggests carpooling or ride sharing. A final update on the situation is expected to be released by 5:30 this morning. Today's transportation issues follow canceled bus services Friday. Approximately 18,000 students missed school when nearly 100 school bus drivers and monitors called off work. The call-offs come amid an ongoing labor dispute between IPS and the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, the union that represents the drivers. In January, the district announced it would be changing transportation services to First Student, putting the jobs of hundreds of drivers and bus attendants at risk. IPS says while it understands change can be difficult, they still expect drivers to show up and do their job.
Teachers and staff are at work today, ready to serve, ready to teach, ready to educate. And the fact that more than half of our students aren't in school to be able to take advantage of that is a travesty. And it's extremely upsetting.
We absolutely do not support kids not being picked up, but there's a flip side. And I think the flip side from the bus drivers is they're frustrated. They're, it's confused. They're a little bit hurt. They also got worries. Most of the bus drivers are single parents, so I can see that the frustration level has obviously hit a high.
IPS says efforts have been made to support impacted drivers. Those efforts include a compensation bonus of up to $2,000 for employees who maintain strong attendance until the end of the year. We will continue to follow the latest developments throughout the morning, both on air and online. Turning now to the presidential race, there is one less Democratic candidate. Former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg ended his run Sunday night. In an emotional speech, Buttigieg thanked his supporters, saying his goal is now to unite the party. John Lawrence has more.
And then there were 6. Pete Buttigieg's run for the White House is over.
I am making the difficult decision to suspend my campaign for the presidency.
The former mayor's unlikely bid started last year in South Bend, Indiana, with a staff of 4.
No big email lists, no personal fortune, Hardly anybody knew my name, and even fewer could pronounce it.
But that changed over time, and Buttigieg broke barriers, becoming the first openly gay man to collect primary delegates for a major party's presidential nomination.
We achieved a top 4 finish in each of the first 4 states to hold nominating contests, and we made history winning those Iowa caucuses.
Buttigieg didn't endorse a fellow Democratic presidential candidate, but the eventual nominee will likely have his backing.
I will do everything in my power to ensure that we have a new Democratic president come January.
So what happens now? President Trump, taking to Twitter, says Buttigieg's exit gives former Vice President Joe Biden a boost. Others agree.
I think that the person who benefits the most from Pete Buttigieg being this story is going to be Joe Biden.
Frontrunner Bernie Sanders was complimentary to his former competitor.
I want to congratulate him for running a brilliant campaign. He is the first openly gay candidate for President of the United States. And he did extraordinarily well. I just want to welcome all of his supporters into our movement.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Here at 4:37 and new this morning, one man is injured after a shooting involving a security guard. It happened just before midnight behind a strip mall on 37th and Meridian Street. We're told the security guard was working at an apartment building when the victim approached and was waving around a gun. The man was told not to trespass, but continued to go near the building and threatened the guard. That's when the guard fired his gun, hitting the man. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but is expected to survive. Also new this morning, an Indianapolis man is facing a $45,000 fine and multiple charges for violating labor and human trafficking laws. Investigators in Kentucky say 55-year-old Sean Floyd brought 12 children across state lines back in 2019, the youngest just 11 years old. He's accused of forcing the children to sell candy and pay for their own meals and water. Floyd was initially charged with misdemeanor counts of endangering minors, but a grand jury later returned more serious charges. He has pleaded not guilty to the human trafficking charges. For the first time ever, a person of color will lead the IU McKinney School of Law. Karen Bravo has been named dean pending formal approval by the Board of Trustees. Bravo, who is black and Jamaican, will be the second woman to lead the school. She joined the faculty of the McKinney School in 2004 as an assistant professor of law. Since then, Bravo has served as associate dean for international affairs, associate dean for graduate studies and international affairs, and most recently as vice dean for the school. If her appointment is approved, Bravo will start her new job July 1st. And speaking of new jobs, Butler Blue the 4th is one step closer to becoming the university's official mascot. Before Saturday night's sold-out game against DePaul at Hinkle Fieldhouse, a changing of the collar ceremony took place. During the ceremony, Butler's president took the custom collar created by Reese Nichols Jewelers from Tripp and placed it around the neck of Blue the 4th. We talked to Blue the 3rd's handler, who says this is a bittersweet moment. He's led the mascot program for 16 years.
To honor the dogs and to provide a little bit of a show for our fans, and I think they appreciate it, and it's just fun to do. Something I dreamed up a handful of years ago. We did our first one with Blue the 2nd, Blue the 3rd, and now to do it again, and not just do it again, but then for me to ceremoniously also be handing the leash off to Evan means a lot.
I felt like a dad for Blue. When we debuted him, it was still really new to me. I'd only had him for a few days, and so it was a great moment when we debuted him. But now for the last really 7 weeks, I've had this dog, training him for this moment, and he went out there and killed it. And I have no doubt that he's going to be a phenomenal mascot. And so to see him out there and for him to get the official collar and the nod to go ahead, I was just overall really proud.
Wednesday is Butler's last home game and the last time Blue the 3rd and his handler Michael Kaltenmark will run out with the team. Blue the 4th will officially take over following Tripp's retirement ceremony at Butler's commencement on May 9th. A second person in the U.S. has died from the coronavirus. Straight ahead, the message health officials have for the public this morning. And McDonald's has deemed today National Egg Mcmuffin Day. Coming up, how you can score a free one and why the fast food chain is celebrating the sandwich's 50th anniversary an entire year early. Alyssa.
And we are starting the day very wet and a muggy start to our day. Rain showers across the area. Those taper off as we head through Monday. I'll tell you about the rest of the week coming up.
Love. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Now Now to the latest on the coronavirus. Over the weekend, the first confirmed deaths from the infection here in the U.S., both in Washington state. The second victim announced Sunday night, a man who had underlying health conditions, and several more communities reporting COVID-19 cases for the very first time. ABC's Inez de la Catera is in our nation's capital with the latest.
Late Sunday, officials confirming a second death from coronavirus in the U.S. A man in his late 50s outside Seattle who had underlying health issues but no known travel abroad. Health officials in Washington state also confirming 2 new cases, both men in their 60s, also with underlying health issues, both in critical condition. The CDC now sending a team to help contain a potential outbreak at a nearby nursing care facility. At least 2 people testing positive, dozens more being examined.
I think it's very important that we treat the American people like adults and explain to them that we don't know where this will go.
At least 74 Americans have the virus. California, Washington, and Oregon all reporting incidents of community spread. Illinois, Rhode Island, and New York State confirming new cases.
We have known that this will happen.
A man in his late 40s who recently traveled to Italy, France, and Spain, now hospitalized. At least 40 people who had contact with him now told to self-quarantine.
The message is be careful and be vigilant, but don't panic.
Around the world, close to 3,000 people have died from the infection. The Trump administration implementing the highest travel advisory to regions of Italy and South Korea.
The President's also directed the State Department to work with our allies in Italy and in South Korea to coordinate a screening, a medical screening in their countries of any individuals that are coming in to the United States of America.
The president adding in a tweet, they will also be screened when they arrive in America. Americans are now being told to cancel or reconsider any travel plans to Europe and Asia. Inez de la Catera, ABC News, Washington.
Representative John Lewis made a surprise appearance in Selma, Alabama Sunday. The congressman participating in the 55th anniversary of the March across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Lewis participated in the original civil rights demonstration in 1965. Back then, he endured a brutal beating from police officers who broke his skull. Lewis announced in December that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer and was not expected to show up Sunday, but he says he is not done fighting.
I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give in. I'm going to continue to fight. We need your prayers now more than ever before.
The commemorative march pays tribute to the key civil rights protests which paved the way for the Voting Rights Act. In London, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his partner Carrie Symonds have announced they're expecting a baby and are engaged to be married. Johnson, 55, and Symonds, 31, became the first unmarried couple to occupy Downing Street when they moved in last year. Symonds is also the youngest partner of a prime minister in 174 years. The last time a child was born to a sitting prime minister was in 2010 when David Cameron and his wife Samantha welcomed their daughter Florence. And Prince Harry and singer John Bon Jovi recreated one of the Beatles' best-known album covers, walking across the zebra crossing outside Abbey Road Recording Studios in North London. The duo are re-recording Bon Jovi's song Unbroken. It's in an effort to raise awareness and money for the Invictus Games created by Harry, and also spotlight veterans living with post-traumatic stress disorder. The Duke of Sussex is back in the UK for a final round of royal engagements before stepping back from his duties later this month. Here at 4:47, we have some London-like weather today, Alyssa. Notorious for their rain there, and that's what we've got.
Yeah, so we are seeing those widespread showers to start our Monday. The good news is they're not going to stick with us even all day today, let alone this week. As we head through the rest of the week, we're above average today, and we're staying above average for much of the week. We do have a few chances of a spot shower here and there for the 7-day forecast, but most of us are going to see a dry week ahead with just that small chance here and there. As we start our day, we're starting with just a little bit of fog, and then we are seeing those showers across the area. Temperatures in the 40s this morning, 49 degrees in Indianapolis, 48 in Kokomo, Bloomington at 49, and you can see we have those widespread showers, those breezy winds out of the southwest up to 15 miles per hour, so you're going to notice that as you head outside. And what's going on is we have those light showers across much of the metro, and then we do have a a few heavier scattered showers to the north of us as this cold front moves through, moving across I-74 and I-65 right now. So if you're heading to the north, you might encounter some of those heavier pockets of showers. Our heaviest showers, though, happening just to the south of us this morning along I-65 towards Seymour. That area, we do have a flash flood watch in effect. We are seeing those showers coming down a little bit heavier than the rest of the area. The good news is this rain is not going to last very long. We're going to see the heaviest showers this morning before we start to see things taper off by mid-morning, where we'll only see some spotty showers possible across central Indiana. This afternoon might even see some sunshine, so we're going to see that clear out quickly. We'll see cloudy skies for the afternoon and then maybe some sunshine later in the afternoon before we see another system developing behind this. That next one only going to bring us a light chance of precipitation and mainly to areas to the south overnight and into our early Tuesday morning. The rest of the week looking pretty good. We're actually going to see those temperatures climbing, and we're also going to see some drier conditions. As the system moves across the area, only expected to pick up a ½ an inch of rainfall on the high side. Likely we won't even see that. So most of that rain falling this morning is light with just a few pockets of heavier showers. Looking at the rest of the week, our temperature averages for this time of year in the mid-40s. Today we're going to be in the low 50s, and we are going to stay warm throughout our work week with our peak on Thursday. That's when we will be close to 60 degrees. So it's starting to feel a lot more like spring out there. 51 degrees for our high today in Indianapolis. Those rain showers this morning, and then we'll start to see those dry out this afternoon. Small chance of seeing some showers to start your Tuesday.
Alyssa, thank you. We're taking a live look right now. I-465 at Man Road on the southwest side. Roadways are wet out there. Just a couple of cars making their way on this Monday morning. No issues to report at this hour. America's biggest wireless carriers are facing more than $200 million in fines. The FCC says AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon failed to protect the privacy of cell phone users. The companies are accused of improperly sharing customers' real-time location information to third parties. Fines range from more than $12 million to more than $91 million. All of the providers have vowed to end partnerships with data brokers and will be able to contest their fines. So far, T-Mobile is the only company that says it would fight the FCC. Wendy's is entering the fast food breakfast battle with the launch of its breakfast menu today, but an old favorite is not going down without a fight. In an effort to deal a knockout blow, McDonald's has proclaimed today National Egg Mcmuffin Day. The sandwiches have been around since 1971, and they're celebrating their 50th anniversary a year early. Customers can get free Egg McMuffins between 6 and 10:30 this morning. All you have to do is download the McDonald's app. As for Wendy's, they're offering several breakfast coupons on their app. A California father-daughter duo share an extra special connection. Coming up, why their special bond is described as a 2 million to 1 chance. Pretty incredible. And coming up at 5, we're continuing to follow the latest developments from IPS. Our Kelsey Anderson will join us live with more on the transportation issues plaguing the district. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, covering 2 brand new trials. The first in California. California versus Robert Durst. He's a millionaire, the subject of the HBO hit series The Jinx. He's being tried for a 2000 murder. Meanwhile, in Polk County, Florida, this young man went on a dating app, and prosecutors say the woman he went on the date with came back with these 3 men to his apartment, robbed it, and shot him in cold blood. We are live with 2 brand new trials today on Court TV.
Vinny, thanks. Don't forget you can watch the all-new Court TV live on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. We'll be right back.
Plus, 12 months, no payments or interest.
It is rare enough to be born on a leap day. It's even rarer to share that leap day birthday with someone in your family, but that's what happened to one California family. Camila was born on Saturday and has the same birthday as her father. The staff at Mercy San Juan Medical Center celebrated by dressing her up in a leapfrog outfit and celebrated with a cake and balloons. One nurse says this is a 2 million to 1 chance birth. Look at her sweet little frog hat.
Cute.
That is so fun. And at least now she can, share the pain of only having her birthday once every 4 years with Dad. So
hopefully she won't age as fast then, yeah.
Yes, exactly, exactly. All right. right, we've got some rain this morning. The good news is come lunchtime, though, it'll be out of here.
That's right. So we're starting March off with a lot of rain showers this morning, but they are only lasting through the morning. Some spotty showers as we head into the noon hour, but then by the afternoon, most of us are going to see dry conditions, even maybe some sunshine. Highs today in the 50s, staying dry the rest of the week. Temperatures staying warm.